Families moving to Texas are always asking about Texas schools. So in this video, we're going to share all about Texas public schools. We're going to take a look at what makes Texas public schools so successful here and some things you want to know before you enroll. There are 1,022 school districts in Texas, all of different sizes, and they operate from kindergarten through 12th grade. And most have pre-K programs available as well. Districts provide bus service if you live more than 2 miles away from the school. Each school district is run independently, meaning they make decisions on who they're going to hire, fire, creating new schools, but the academics have oversight from the state. In 2022, Texas had over 5 million students enrolled with a total of 8,161 schools. This is a large state, y'all. There were 344,362 teachers in the public schools, or roughly 1 teacher for every 15 students, compared to the national average of 1 to 16. Let's talk a little more about Texas standards. The Texas Education Agency sets the curriculum, and every classroom must teach Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, or TEKS. TEKS has a review committee, and there are educators, parents, business representatives, and employees who serve on this committee that decide what will be taught. Texas does have the STAR testing, which is a standardized test that all students have to take in order to pass to the next grade. There are a few exceptions to that rule. And each year, the agency gives each district and each school a scorecard from A to F. Now, these grades can be quite controversial and not always a true snapshot of what the schools have to offer. All right, so when making an offer in on a home, realize there are, each school can have different things to offer, and there can be some quality differences. Not to mention what's most important to you for your family when enrolling your students in a class, right? So just know that when you're putting an offer in on a home, that each home, it goes to a specific school. So you can't just go anywhere. Whatever public school is zoned for where you live is where your students have to go if you're going to enroll them in public schools. Now, our districts do get the job done, whether large or small. And just to kind of give you an idea, Houston is the largest school district with more than 196,000 students, and the smallest is Divide ISD with only 32 students. Texas spends about $33,000 per student per year, and just to kind of give you an idea, Michigan spends $46,000 per student, and California $34,000. Texas uses local, state, and some federal funds to support educational operations and facility construction in public school districts throughout the state. Roughly about 65% of the district's funds come from the local property tax. In Texas, if a district brings in too much money, it goes back to the state to redistribute to the poorer districts. So this provides some equity throughout the schools in the state. It's also called the Robin Hood Law. And listen, not everyone is happy about this, but do be aware if you move to some of the higher income or property valued cities, that some of that money is going to go back to the state. And what these cities do, like Southlake, Northwest ISD, they may host fundraisers to help raise more money for the school districts to fund more of the extracurricular activities that they want to have extra services for their students. All right, so the local school taxes have 2 main functions: the facilities and operation. So property taxes are made up of an M&O, which is maintenance and operations, and an INS, which is interest and sinking rate. So basically in Texas, we have these beautiful public school buildings, and it's coming from a separate fund. The M&O rate covers the costs for maintenance of the schools and operations to run the campuses, and the INS rate helps the district pay off debt, usually related to bonds for building schools. By doing these, the bonds are used to create great infrastructure like new schools and athletic facilities, just to name a few. And our campuses are really beautiful, especially compared to other states. Even the older schools have been refurbished and updated with the latest technology and safety features. Currently, we are in legislative sessions. In Texas, Governor Abbott, he's pushing for school voucher options. So what that does is it's taking state money so that parents can use that to send their child to private schools. And right now, it's definitely an uphill climb. Now, the state does allow for charter schools. What a charter school is it's a publicly funded school, usually operated maybe by a small city like Westlake or some other type of organization. Here in DFW is International Leadership of Texas, with a great reputation and several locations, as well as Harmony Public Schools. In some urban areas, you will find academies for the arts and for the science, as well as maybe an all-girl or all-boys schools. And if you have a student with special needs like autism or a physical handicap, contact that department in a district for more information for specifics for your family. This is what I really love about the Texas public schools. It's the amazing athletic, artistic, and academic programs. Let's first start with athletics, because football, it's king here in Texas. These programs are well financed and have great community support. Friday night lights are a thing, and the stadiums are packed. In addition to players, you will have the band, cheerleaders, dance team, trainers, and spirit squads. And for a big school, that can mean a cast of hundreds. The Allen, Texas band, for instance, has 700 band members, and the stadium is quite impressive. It has a capacity of 18,000 people. And the small towns, they have the same spirit, albeit a smaller venue. And for girls, volleyball is huge. In fact, I played volleyball in high school, and then I met my husband who loved sand volleyball. So you wonder why it worked out. Girls can start learning volleyball in elementary school, playing for the YMCA or a local club. Texas also offers baseball, basketball, softball, soccer, cross-country, gymnastics, wrestling, track, powerlifting, even bowling and fishing. And imagine going to state for fishing. Put it in the comments if you have kids that are interested in fishing. And then of course, all these need support from parents, and they get sponsors and such. Texas also funds robust art programs for theater, band, choir, dance, and visual arts. And students are introduced to the arts in elementary school, with more to study in middle school. They even have photography, floral design, even courses in advertising and marketing. Let's talk a little bit about academics. So all districts offer some form of AP classes or advanced placement courses. Students can opt to take these courses from history to physics to calculus, biology, and more. AP tests are administered at the end of the year for college credit. Academic teams also compete in what's called UIL. And another thing, technology centers are well established here in Texas. They are usually separate campuses and feature instruction on careers that require some kind of licensing, like auto mechanic, cosmetology, welding, culinary arts, graphic design, EMT, pharmacy technician, law enforcement, and even more. Now, most of these courses do typically charge a small fee for like the uniforms and supplies. And being in Texas, we even have programs for ranching and farming with Future Farmers of America. Kids can compete in raising pigs, goats. Talk to my husband about that because he knows all about that side of things. Let's talk about some things to consider when looking for the right school for your family. The highly rated schools will be very competitive when it comes to academics, sports, the arts. Anytime someone wants to say they want to be the lead singer in a play, it's going to be pretty competitive. Same with, every area in the highly ranked schools. Just know it's going to be very competitive. That can also be a good thing. So it depends on your family's values, whether you want the competition or maybe you don't. In the smaller districts, there may be more opportunity to try different things. So I would say this: if you're in Keller, Southlake, Frisco, these top school districts, and your kid wants to play baseball, your kid probably has to start from preschool playing baseball and be not just in the public school baseball team, but also in a select baseball just to even make the team, because you have to be really, really good. In the smaller districts, you might be able to wait until high school to try to play baseball and see if you enjoy it or not. So if you have questions about this, let us know. We're a real estate team, and we help you narrow down where to live. And so my team, the agents on my team, we talk about this on a regular basis. So if you need some help in this area, fill out the Dream Home questionnaire in the link below, or give us a call or email us, and we can just discuss what your needs are for your family. Also keep in mind that school districts can rezone neighborhoods. So even though your kid may go to this one school, if an area gets built out or area is expanding, they may shift those zones. So just keep that in mind. Now, the good thing is when it comes to academics, they're required to teach the same stuff everywhere in Texas. So the bottom line is, if your student applies themselves, they're going to do well probably in just about any school district, regardless of where the ranking falls. So where can you get more information? Well, I would say start with a school district's homepage website and just go tinker around and see what their values are in that school district. You can also check reviews on the Texas Education Agency homepage. I like schooldigger.com because you can sort by ranking test scores, but it kind of it doesn't have any opinions on there. So just know that as you're going through reviews, many people are biased, or maybe they had a bad experience. So I don't always like to gauge a school district based on reviews. All right, if you want more information on private schools or homeschool options, check out this video here. And if you're thinking about moving to Texas, or maybe you live in Texas and need to move, fill out the Dream Home questionnaire in the link below, or call the number on the screen, or send us an email.